And joining me now is County Councillor Emma Marshall, who first raised this issue to me. Emma, I haven't heard many people talking about this. It doesn't seem to be very widespread yet, but you raised the alarm bells when you said that essentially Labour is about to fail thousands of vulnerable children by letting the Adoption and Special Guardianship Support Fund run out at the end of the month. Can you tell me what that means, please, and what it means especially for young people across the country?
That's right. So at the moment, Labour have been very quiet on this and they haven't said yay or nay, but we're getting very close to the time that this funding runs out. And essentially, this funding is for children who have been through the care system and have either been adopted, they're in a special guardianship or in a care order. Now, if you are, as a child, have gone into the care system, it is reasonable to assume that there will be some sort of trauma involved in that. And this funding, which is only £5,000 per child per year, allows to have therapies to help support them in their movement into a permanent place where hopefully they can then start to thrive. Now, that's not just the morally right thing to do, but it's actually also financially sensible to do. A child who fails in their adoption or in their special guardianship and has to return back into the care system will cost upwards of £200,000 per year. And then we have the societal impacts of when they're an adult, they'll have more likely mental health issues. They're more likely, unfortunately, to go to jail, and they're more likely to be not in employment, education, or training. So, this funding actually is a lifeline for these children so that they can have happy, healthy family lives just as they deserve.
It sounds like, from a societal level, that it makes sense to keep this funding going. I understand there are only around 20,000 young people that need this funding or applied for this funding over the last year between 2023 to 2024. And so I can't see the logic of ending such a policy. Has the Labour government said anything about it either way?
So at the moment, what they're saying is they are considering it as part of their budget spending for the entirety of education. However, I don't see this comes into education, it's children's social care.
Mm.
So it's still in those broad, we don't know moments. And you talk about the sums. So £5,000 per child in Worcestershire, where I live, there are currently 26 children receiving this. It's not huge numbers, but these children are the most vulnerable children. So it's small numbers. In terms of nationally, it's about £45 million per year. I mean, that's the loose change that falls out of the pockets of Keir Starmer, to be honest with you. So I don't see why we can't ensure that these children have the best start going forward to their lives.
I think people who watching this will be asking, if we can find 3 billion a year for a foreign war, why can we not find under 45 million a year for our own children to have access to physical therapies, family therapy, psychotherapy, parent training, and therapeutic life story work? This all sounds like important stuff that we should be doing as a country.
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially when we think these young people are going to grow up. And if we want as a society for these young individuals to become functioning members of our society, then we need to give them that chance. So I personally was in the care system for 2 years, and the impact that had on me was immense, actually. And it was quite devastating. But I did manage to have a loving family to return to. My grandparents, my father, and then my subsequent mom, who adopted me with my dad, they gave me all that love and support so I could overcome those obstacles that I went through, which put me into care in the first place, and the impact that had on me. So I know firsthand. But I am now a county councillor and my life is a happy one. I'm married with 4 children. I'm a Christian lady. I go to church. I have become a really upstanding member of my community. And I know it's possible. With that love and support, it is absolutely possible for these children to thrive. And that's what they deserve.
Absolutely. I look at this from a pro-life standpoint. People often think that being pro-life is just about stopping abortion. Of course, it's not. It's about what happens for the rest of that person's life. We talk at the moment a lot about euthanasia because Labour seem to be wanting to kill old people and vulnerable people. But what about in between birth and death? Well, of course, there is adoption. There are people who need loving families. And in a Christian perspective, adoption just means you become a member of that family. It doesn't mean you're a step family or a different type of family. You are a family. Once you're adopted, that is it. And we know this because God adopts us through our baptism. We become sons and daughters of God and brothers and sisters in Christ. It's fundamentally important that children have access to loving families. And that is just the nature of our society, that we're built around the family. In your constituency, where you are the county councillor, you've said this may affect up to 26 families. Have you heard from any of those families?
So I've had somebody reach out to me who adopted a disabled child actually, and has said how important the funding was for them, and they felt that without it, that placement could have easily broken down. It really helped them, and they are now a happy family because of it. So their concern was for others going forward. I've had, as I said, two members of staff from Worcestershire County Council who have contacted me outside of work hours because they were worried about this, because they wanted to see if I could try and help put this onto a bigger picture. Now, I know they are also lobbying themselves. Our officers at Worcestershire County Council are doing all they can to say how important this is. So what it needs really now is for us, the community, to start talking about it, to put that pressure on. I've managed to get one publication to talk about it, which was the Conservative Post, and I've written to countless other news articles, news publications, but unfortunately nobody else has picked it up. It is yourself, and it is the Conservative Post who's decided that this is really important. And I think that says a lot really about our mainstream media, that they're not considering this as their target audience, and it's such a shame.
It does say a lot, but hopefully we can put some pressure on. I managed to find an article on community care. I think you sent that one across, and then there's an article on family futures that goes into more detail if people do want to find out what this is all about. But essentially, yeah, our legacy media should be talking about this, that families could be let down, and children could be essentially ending up back in care if they don't get the support and welfare that they need. Emma, is there any way that people can get involved? Are you launching a petition? Is there an open letter? Is there if someone's watching this, they say, I want to help support this cause, what do you advise them to do?
Perfect. Yeah. So I've created a 38 degrees petition, and I can share the link for that. And also, I would suggest to everybody to write to their MP. That's what they're there for. Find out who your MP is. If you don't know, go to They Work For Us, or it's We Work For Them. There's just Google it. Basically, your MP is there to lobby on your behalf. So if you contact them, like I have done, and I've asked many others too, so that they can talk about it too. It's their job.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. And thank you for fighting this fight. And if people want to find out more about yourself, Emma, where can they go?
So I am Councillor Emma Marshall, and I have got a Facebook page and an X page. They should be able to just put me into Google as well, put Worcestershire County Councillor Emma Marshall, and they'll be able to find me there and contact me as well directly.
Are you guys in the majority?
We are in the majority at the moment. Yes, we'll see what happens in May.
Good luck. Yes. What's the biggest threat?
So when we're knocking on doors at the moment, I must say that in areas where actually we currently hold, we're seeing that everybody's losing votes to Reform. Reform are taking votes from Labour, Conservatives, Greens, and Lib Dems. So yeah, they are the biggest threat. I'm hoping though that people can see that I've been working really hard for my constituency. I've had zebra crossings put in. I've been working with the community around art projects to areas where they don't normally see art would be for them. And I've been concentrating on safer streets around schools. So I've been doing a lot for the community really directly. But of course, it's down to the people. It's their say, and I will respect them whatever they decide.
It's been a long time since I've been involved in local politics, but I remember how difficult it is because it is about the local area and it is about caring for the community. But then every now and then a big national issue comes up and the local councils get affected by national politics, even though it should really be nothing to do with it. And I think that may happen this time around, but we'll see. It doesn't look like Farage is having a good time of it as of this last week. But anyway, good luck to you, Councillor Emma Marshall, and thank you for coming on. God bless you.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you for watching my Common Sense Crusade.
If you'd like to watch the whole show, you can subscribe to lotuseaters.com for as little as £5 per month, and then you get access to a bank of content as well. My show is 3 p.m. every Thursday. See you there. Deus Vult.